I don't think you're ready for what I'm about to present in this video. I really don't think you're ready for what I'm about to present in this video.
So I just did a video about the signs and wonders being seen overnight. You guys have to check out that video. It's crazy. But then this popped up. And I'm going to show you this, but in particular, it is about Kazakhstan. And when I show you it, it is going to blow your mind. But let's look at this first. It says, meanwhile, earlier over Kazakhstan, this is when everyone's discussing all the crazy stuff that's going on with the orbs, the sky turning blood red in Australia, this insane storm in Dubai with the lightning. It is just blowing people's minds. But anyway, this was the sky is doing that thing again it never used to do, where it produces perfectly straight lines. Frequency manipulation. Now, guys, we know we're going to see signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And I've seen other rectangle or squares in the sky in other videos, but again, because this was posted about last night, sorry, um or earlier today, actually earlier today, this is what I want to show you.
Какая-то геометрия в небе. Квадратики у нас тут понарисовались.
Не, мне кажется, тень как будто от чего-то. Как будто какой-то проектор отсвечивает.
Ну почему? Откуда?
Не, ну смотри, под этим квадратом не небо, а все те же облака.
Ну да, ну. Почему квадрат? Вот такой
Как будто
квадрат.
это уден-паластик отсвечивает.
Now, this video comes from Fittest Flat Earther, and I think he was the first person that kind of like showed me what was going on over Kazakhstan. But I've got a couple videos to show you. But open your mind, take a look. This is where most people believe the New World Order city is actually going to be.
I don't think you're ready for what I'm about to present in this video. I really don't think you're ready for what I'm about to present in this video. And it all starts in the most unlikely of places. A place they want us to think is nothing but a third world wasteland. But in reality, it's a place fit for a king. Well, maybe not a king, but definitely an angel. 200, as a matter of fact. 200 fall. Propaganda like Borat to keep us from knowing who actually lives here and what this place actually is, I figured it out. I figured out that the top of their pyramid just happens to have a secret meeting chamber with exactly 200 perfectly aligned seats. 200 perfectly aligned seats that just perfectly matches the amount of fallen angels talked about in the Book of Enoch. 200 that just almost perfectly matches the amount of impact craters that, I don't know, could have been caused from heavenly bodies crashing down to Earth. Heavenly bodies whose leader just happens to also be called Lucifer or the Light Bearer. The Light Bearer whose torch is often celebrated across all of the large cities of the world, and whose torch who is oddly placed next to a giant Easter egg. An Easter egg that might actually reveal why eggs are associated with Ishtar, because Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. And maybe this city is also hiding the free energy that they're using, because I've seen these exact buildings associated with the old dirigibles that used to charge from them. But we haven't even talked about the most interesting thing that I found in this city called Astana, which just happens to be an anagram for the word Satan. And it's just down the road from this pyramid. Or should I say, right down the river from this pyramid. And I'm going to take this time and say, all of this is pure speculation. Obviously, there could be other stories here, but too many of them line up to me. Way too many of them. Especially when you see what I found here. And it's what I started this video with. You look at this, and you tell me that doesn't look like some sort of portal. A portal that they might just be using to try to summon some real evil to this place we live. Or maybe even just a prop to propagate their fake summoning of the return of Jesus as a hologram. All I know is there's one thing I definitely know in all of this is that this movie was created with intention to tell a vision of what this place actually is. Because I would put my money on it that 99% of you have never heard of the city in Kazakhstan called Astana. But you guys know I'm just kidding about all this. I don't really think 200 fallen angels are the actual controllers of this place we live. That's just silly. And I definitely don't think they build an egg and a light bearing torch to worship anybody. Totally not. You guys know I just love to entertain you and create these fairy tales and stories of evil versus good that they don't really exist. I don't really believe in Satan and Lucifer and all the fallen angels.
So I'm gonna play this next video, but I want to highlight something. You know those gold buildings, right? Guys, that's actually pure gold, solid pure gold. Like it's plated, those two towers, and they're huge, huge. And when you see them in person, not in person, but people have done different videos, different perspectives of it. It's massive. I mean, there's so much symbolism in this city. I've never seen anything like it. The only thing that comes close as far as like the design, there's like an owl, they have a phoenix in the river and matching up and all of that is probably DC, which I have shown you. There's like it's an upside down, it's a pentagram that's there. About Ishtar that he talked about. That is who was supposed to sit on top of the Capitol, and actually she is, but they call her Columbia, the District of Columbia, and that the Capitol building is called the Womb of Ishtar. We've gone over that many times. So understand there's a lot of parallels, and you'll see them, especially here in London, I mean DC, London, and then now Kazakhstan.
Okay, so a lot of people have been messaging me saying they can't find my Kazakhstan Borat videos anymore. And turns out, since they've taken my TikTok account, this video has also been taken down off Facebook as well. So I thought I'd remake it for you beautiful people because I find this one of the most interesting conspiracies or truths I have ever come across. And honestly, it was probably thanks to Tyler Hansen where I first saw this information, but check this out. Okay, so as we all know, Borat the movie made us all believe that Kazakhstan was somewhat a third world mess, you know, with This My Sister and all this shit going on in the slums of Kazakhstan. Now, for those that don't know, Kazakhstan is a massive country situated literally in between some of the biggest powers of the world. China, Russia, you know, you've got Afghanistan and Iran, all the world wars at the bottom here. But Kazakhstan has a capital city named Astana. Now, it looks pristine. It looks like it's living in the future. But more than anything, it is massively symbolic. Now, Astana straight away is an anagram for Satan. We know how they love to jumble up the letters just to hide what their truths are. It's called truth in plain sight. Now, in Astana, one of the richest places in the world for oil reserves, it has places that look like they're generating free energy and somewhat looks like a new futuristic city that we have never really heard about. And it wouldn't be the anagram of Satan without it having a, you know, memorial for the light, you know, the torch, the light bearer, Lucifer. It's literally all over our realm, you know, the Olympics, the statue of Lucifer, the Statue of Liberty is holding the light. Lucifer was the light bearer of this realm. Now, let me introduce you to the Palace of Peace, which is also, look, there is the torch memorial. This is a pyramid called the Palace of Peace in Astana. Now, does this look like anything to you? Because it sure damn resembles something that I've seen so many times on the dollar note. You know, a pyramid with a top section. A pyramid with a top section. Well, you know, the all-seeing eye at the top of the pyramid, that room right there in the Palace of Peace in Astana has an immaculate meeting room. Now, this said meeting room is literally made for worldwide religious meetings that we never, ever hear about. And, you know, right here, there is 200 immaculate seats. 200. Just like in, you know, the book of Enoch, which was taken out of the Bible, there was 200 watchers that descended to Earth onto Mount Hermon to follow Satan to rule Earth. So if there maybe was 200 fallen angels that came down from heaven to rule Earth, maybe there would be a meeting room that would look like the all-seeing eye in a place that is an anagram for Satan, where they have 200 immaculate seats and they held worldwide religious meetings that no one ever hears about. And as Tyler Hanson would say, whoosh, the smoking gun, we know they love to use gematria to sign their work. Now look at Borat's gematria code, it's 233, which is also their favourite number, 33 times 2, you've got 66. Oh, and looky here, Astana, the capital city of Kazakhstan, which Borat was used to lie to the world to make everyone think it was a third world country, is also the number 233, which once again is their favourite number, 33, times it by 2, you get the 66. But, you know, obviously, beautiful people, once again, this is just for entertainment. You know, clearly I don't actually believe that the world is a stage and movies like this aren't actually in the Matrix just to make us look the other way from certain things and push certain narratives. No, that's just me being a conspiracy theorist once again.
Now, next, I want to play you a couple of videos from this guy named Greg. He calls himself the Trumpet on TikTok, and he breaks down so many things in terms of like art, the UN. I mean, the list goes on and on. And even I think he was the one that made me realize that Kazakhstan is part of the Board of Peace. Yes, they are part of the founding members of the Board of Peace. And what did they say? Peace and safety, peace and safety. Right. And then that pyramid of peace. Really? Really? And if you actually see the way it looks, it's like clear up the top. The light shines all the way through to the bottom. And it is just something otherworldly. And even videos of the city at night, like the lights, it just like what you're seeing now, it doesn't do it justice. It just screams opulence and richness and all of those different things. It's just and it's so crazy because it's just been hidden away, like the city itself, and then what is the function of it? The population is minuscule. It is one of the smallest populations in the world that Kazakhstan has. Yes, one of the smallest in the world, but yet they have this immaculate city. And if you go and you look at it, there's barely anyone ever in walking around. Like it's pretty much empty and dead all the time. At least the videos were able to get out of there. But I've seen probably over a dozen at this point, and it always looks that way.
Where's Magog in the book of Revelation? The zombies are walking toward it inside the UN building. The zombie is walking toward the bird that is over the dragon. It's that bird over that dragon with the sword. That's the back wall of the United Nations building. And that bird over that dragon is that bird in Magog. And that's next on the trumpet. The legend is there's a dragon underneath the bird that laid an egg, which is the sun in the tree of life. That bird. It's that egg in that tree of life. Magog, Kazakhstan, whatever. Revelation 20 says Gog and Magog. Those people are these people. They're from Japheth, right here. And Astana is right in the middle of it. The bird has a name, and it is an AI model that runs all of their money. The bird's name is Samruk, just like their AI model that was appointed to their board of directors. The AI-powered board member that Astana is going to put into place will run the region with decision-making powers. So that's happening right now in Astana. And out of the 173 billion that they'll be rolling around in, 44 billion of it is ours. And when these three superpowers are eliminated in a war, then Kazakhstan will be the #1 nuclear arsenal on the planet. Remember, that's Magog. Revelation chapter 20, right there in verse 8. The boardroom for the fallen angels. There's 200 fallen angels according to the book of Enoch. 200 angels descended to earth. 200 people for religious meetings can meet at the top of that pyramid. That's the hole in the middle of the boardroom. That hole right there. Right down there. Over the hanging gardens. Those hanging gardens. I know, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The boardroom is over the Hanging Gardens in the pyramid. That's the sign on the elevator. At the top of that pyramid, right there. If you don't have wings when you go through the boardroom table, you're going to end up right there. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. All about the Watchers is written in Enoch, Book 1. And if you go to my link tree on my bio page, that codex that I make, it has the Book of Jubilees in it, Enoch 1, the Book of Jasher, the Book of Gad, and the Gospel of Nicodemus, the descent into the underworld. And the underworld doesn't have a lobby with a glass pyramid in it. The Knights of the Round Table over the Hanging Gardens. I hope they don't hit this Jesus statue right here while they're bombing Lebanon, because Lebanon was tired. Right here in the book of Isaiah, it tells you that Lebanon shall see the glory of the Lord. Come on, you know I'm going to take you right there. All you got to do is scroll in, touch that little dude right there. Boom, bam, it all lights up. And then it's that blue dot right there on the bridge. Bam. It goes over and you scroll, move it. The glory of the Lord, right there. The mysterious pyramid offered by a founding member of the Board of Peace is next on the trumpet. That pyramid is in Kazakhstan, and they are a founding member of the Board of Peace that was launched by President Trump. That's where the Palace of Peace is, and the boardroom at the top holds 200 people. It literally says 200 people for religious meetings. Right there. You know, 200 fallen angels descended onto Mount Hermon. This is definitely in the land of Magog right over here. And if you zoom in, you can see the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation. Zoom right in and then click on that dot right there in the corner. Trust me, I'm clicking on all of them. And that one oddly takes you inside at the top of it to the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation boardroom. And you can zoom out and you can see how it comes to a point and it's got the birds all in it flying, the peace doves, and then there's a hole in the middle that goes all the way to the bottom of the pyramid. If you click on that little arrow, it goes right there, and that's the bottom of the board table right there. And if you want to see the four horses of the apocalypse, go down to the opera house right there, and then zoom out, and then click on the little man, and then click on that button right there by that parked car. Boop, that one right there. And then you can look at the top of the roof right there, and the four horses of the apocalypse are right there. You can see two of the founding members of the Board of Peace, the archer and the horseman, right up there in the top corner, and the play on words between Astana and Satana. Just one of the founding members offering this place up, saying, totally can meet here, it's all good. So that just happened January of this year. Peace and religion meetings right up there in the top of the pyramid. I print the Apocrypha Bible and the Dead Sea Scrolls as a codex.
Now, I want to play this next one because there may be some things repeated, but then there's always like a new nugget in his videos. And it's as you watch more and more and more, and you just learn, it's just the symbolism. And like I always tell people, you don't have to believe in the Bible. You don't have to believe in the supernatural. You don't have to believe in any of it. But they do. They do. I have proven this over and over, even with AI. They said Elon Musk, they're summoning the demons. The World Economic Forum, their 2030 agenda, what they want to do, the demonic things that they talk about. I mean, guys, it's all over the literature, everything that they talk about. And I did not realize that with the Board of Peace, that is actually now, it was offered up by Kazakhstan or Kazakhstan, whatever way you want to pronounce it, for the Board of Peace to actually meet there. Huh? And keep in mind, while all this war and stuff are going on, there are members of the Board of Peace that are, I don't know, actually, did Russia join the Board of Peace? I have to look it up. But like countries that are part of the Board of Peace but they're fighting each other. It's very strange. This is why I said all of this is staged in order to bring about their new world order. They believe in the Freemasonry. They believe in, and the Illuminati, there's kind of like levels to it. But if you, the Knights Templar, there are so many spiritual kind of elements in everything that they do. And most people just bypass it. They don't think about it. Even here in our country, like I told you with DC, it's full of it everywhere. And it's demonic. It is 100% demonic. And everywhere you look, even the Statue of Liberty, there's the Freemason little compass and a G on it. Like nearly all of our statues and monuments, you'll see those things. So don't dismiss this. But I think it's important to see it because we are in the last days. And these are their plans, right? This is what Satan wants for his plans, where he's going to rule once he, defeats Jesus. He believes that at the end of the tribulation. Yes, because he's still full of pride and foolishness. This is what these are man's plans. But we know they are hurtling towards their end. And that is why we're seeing all this craziness happening at once. I couldn't understand it last year. And I just kept saying, this is it. This is it. God kept putting it in my spirit. And then once the war broke out, put it all together, the energy lockdowns, how they get the oil, what they want to do, to enslave us, all these AI data centers, the mark of the beast technology that's rolled out. More people are talking about that, a chip that came out, but I've showed you guys what that is. So we're just seeing it ramp up the beast system. But again, these are their plans, right? They want to depopulate the earth, and then the people that are left, well, we're just going to be their slaves. That is the plan. Because they believe that they are going to rule this world, but they're going to be destroyed in very short order, as the Bible says.
People just like the fallen angels. An Easter egg laid in the tree of life is just one of the things that we paid over $40 billion for in Astana, Kazakhstan. That place is actually called Magog in the Bible. But if you scroll around a little bit, you can see the columns of Freemasonry right there, Obed and Jasam or whatever they are. And then if you scroll right past them, you can see the presidential palace and then the triangle or the pyramid, which is the palace of peace and reconciliation. And that's next on the trumpet. Over $40 billion builds you a nice pyramid with a boardroom for 200 people, just like the fallen angels right there. And then right across the river, as soon as you get out of the board meeting, you can go over to the presidential palace and enjoy a nice evening right there. .gov site right here for the USA shows that we spent $44.8 billion in Kazakhstan. When the top 3 nuclear powers are eliminated, Kazakhstan will be the new leader. Largest producer of uranium in the world. When the Soviet Union collapsed, they ended up with all the warheads. These people are a founding member of the Board of Peace. What a great idea to be the founding member of that. We paid for all this too, and inside this egg, which is laid in the tree of life, there's a shape of the planet right here that's never been seen before. So it's sort of like half round, half flat, half whatever you call it. It has all the continents on it. Inside the egg that was laid in the tree of life. The celebration about that egg in the tree of life is supposedly one of the oldest celebrations on the earth. That's at the end of March. So we paid billions of dollars for this great cosmic tree where this bird lays a golden egg, which is the sun, and then this dragon that lives beneath the tree, he tried to eat the egg. Right around Easter time. You just let that $44 billion sit there with you for a minute. Where do you think all the people are going to gather for their religious meetings? Not only did we build that pyramid right there in the background, but we built a copy of the bird that laid that egg in the tree of life, too. These people we've got billions of dollars invested into don't look for a lot of eggs because they think it's the sun.
So again, like I said, there's a lot of layers that go into it. And that bird that you see is actually a phoenix. I mean, we can go into layers of what they believe about the phoenix. It is actually also believed that the American eagle, the bald eagle, that's not originally, it was not an eagle. That's what they say it is. And that's how they present it now. But if you look back, there's a ton of evidence, especially with the Freemasonry founding, that it's a phoenix. Also, it is a phoenix, but again, that will be for a completely different video. I think, this one is almost 30 minutes long as it is. Now, if you want to support the work that I have going on here, of course, I always show you guys my merch store, things that you're not going to find anywhere else at realmelanieking.com. I have Christian merch, I have conspiracy merch, all of that over there. But another way that you can help support the work is just guys, become a member. It's just a couple of bucks a month. Like, that's it. And it really helps me fight back against the censorship, keep going. Like I said, I don't take any sponsors because I don't trust anyone at this point. I've just seen too much, way too many things. And I'm just trusting the Lord that this ministry will go out and that enough people will hear the good news, hear the truth before it's too late, because without a doubt, we are in the last day. So the links for my store here, as well as other ways you can support the work, will be below in the description box. With that, I will see you guys on the next one.